Hello there, it's Saturday, June 27th. This is your energy for the week coming up Sunday the 28th through next Saturday, July 4th. One of these days I'll remember all the dates right away. I had a few things that I wanted to go over this week. So I had a few things that happened on Thursday in a conversation with somebody for the first time, and then I had a few things that actually came in a meditation just now. Okay, so first I want to say that beginning of the week feels like a bubbling under the surface. I want to say the entirety of this week did feel like, on a collective level, had the potential for feeling uncomfortable. It feels like it builds rather abruptly at the end of the week. For me, the third feels the most highlighted. Now, I also want to mention, I know that there's astrology happening this week, but I want to mention that because you can have a personally amazing, fantastic day. Like, for example, Monday the 29th is, I'm going to try to remember all of these, Mercury stations retrograde, which I think is later in the day, second half of the day or something. There's a full moon in Capricorn, and something else happens, and I don't remember what. Something else I think happens that day. Might be Jupiter entering Leo, maybe. For me, in my own astrology chart, it is like a beautiful energy day. So I may personally have like an amazing day. World stage, globally, US, collectively, it could be, as Cadence likes it when I call it, it could be some shitfuckery. There could be minor annoyances. I do feel like people may, for example, I think that this was kind of like starting to peek its head early. Yesterday in the middle of the day, I tripped over the dog gate and literally just, boom, fell straight down, face forward, threw my phone across the room, and like, thankfully didn't get hurt, but hello. And then last night before bed, I broke my glasses. So you have contact lenses today. So like minor stupid annoyances for sure could be on the table for some. It does feel like a bubbling under the surface kind of feel, though, with what feels to me like an abrupt, like, boost, bulge, blow of the energy at the end of the week. Again, for me, the third feeling most highlighted. Let me check notes. Okay, something with that came up for me, that community may be found very important this week. Now, that could be showing up for a few different reasons, and it may even depend on your region or what's happening around you, but going out and being part of and or helping within the community feels very important. And by that I mean, like, I know here in Ohio, we're looking at like really high heats, especially for the end of June. I think we might have heat index like that could be 105, 110 kind of range next week. So maybe it's helping community members out who need, cool or hydration or something along those lines. I can't say that it came in exactly why. And again, that may be regional or locational, but something about, if you are somebody who's available to be helpful within your community, that could come up as something important. I also got pulled to the southern east coast of the United States. I was getting pulled to east coast, and then it started to shift downward, and I feel like I'm going, best way I can describe, feels middle Georgia down the Florida coast. And as I was trying to zero in on that, it then did kind of come back up the Gulf to the Panhandle. I don't know if that means that it's actually the state of Florida. I will say this, to me right now, did not feel like a hurricane or something like that coming, but something energetically was pulling me into that area, highlighted in the news or something in some way. There was another area too. I want to go into like right in the middle. I want to be like Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, maybe. I feel like somewhere in that area. I'm not sure if this like could be weather related or something, but something in that area felt highlighted for me as well. Okay, we had to pause for a second because Dante needed some attention. We'll see how far we get. Okay, the other thing that I want to talk about is what happened in the middle of some voice memo conversations with a friend on Thursday this week. Now, I know that there is also the Mars-Uranus conjunction coming. And I don't know if this is one of those, I keep seeing people say third, I keep seeing people say fourth. That might be like, where are you in the world for when it's exact, but I know that that's the third or fourth. And that has bada booms, whether that's physically bada booms or newsworthy bada booms or energetic in some way. I understand that, astrologically speaking. And that's why I mentioned the third feels energetically in me tapping in the biggest. I also know that there's this Barbeau's basket thing that's coming, and I think that is perfected on the 19th. And the reason I mentioned that is because I had a couple things come in this week that I was then telling Susie Evolutionary, my astrologer friend, because I got the 18th. For me, I got hit with the 18th. The way that it rolled in when I got that was I was checking into the energy like through July and it came in this succession. I am not assigning, I want to be incredibly clear about this. I am not assigning specific meaning because when you look at the world, there could be many, many, many potential reasons for dates and or individuals coming to the forefront in terms of news. Let me say that, okay? The first thing that happened was I had an awareness of the BB Netty. We'll say it that way. I don't know how people are referencing, so I'm going to say the BB Netty. I had an awareness of July having importance related to that individual. Then I got hit with July 18th as an important date. Then oh man, my heart's starting to flutter. This is what happened when I had the voice memos with my friend the other day too, that led to this meditation. Then I had an awareness of feeling like I saw the US as number 2, standing up, fixing his button, fixing his jacket, brushing it off. And as he walked forward, I also saw almost like a movie where like the bold block letters kind of move forward. I don't know if these are related. This is just the succession and how it all came in. July 27th. So somehow, some way, July 18th is an important date. July 27th is an important date. Those two individuals highlighted. I'm not assigning anything. There could be a million possibilities. I also had a sense of maybe even pulling into August, and I don't even know if this makes sense, but the idea of in the country that we're ceasefire, not ceasefire, ceasefire, not ceasefire, I don't know what I can say on here, the like supreme leader or whatever the guy's called, because I think he's the son of the one that we got rid of, like, could there be some sort of like internal like power struggle, internal overthrow, internal coup? I did not get a sense that it necessarily was even successful, but do we hear news that somebody's attempting that? After that, the way I want to end this is what led to me having this meditation was a conversation with a friend, voice memos back and forth. We were talking about me going on her podcast again. And she said, let me know, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm working on some like behind the scenes business things and, you know, moving towards a Patreon, blah, blah, blah. Maybe when there's time, like I can get working to, and I was like, the second half of July, maybe that'll be a time. And I started to say we can talk about, and I hit a stop sign and immediately was no. When that time comes, we'll know what topic we're supposed to be talking about. I just got to chill. So to me, my interpretation of this was there will be interesting worldly topics that will give us, we're recording today because we're going to launch this pretty quickly if we do in fact decide to do that, because by that second half of July, we're going to know what it is we need to talk about. And again, making it abundantly clear before this 10 minutes ends, I'm not personally assigning any specific newsworthy information to what this is, other than big energy, big news, important items. That's all I'm saying. So the FedEx truck in the neighbor's driveway is terrifying and everybody needs to know about it. Thank you very much. I will talk to you guys soon. Let me know how you're all doing. Find community, find your joy, keep grounded. We'll talk soon.